All right.
I think tiny hats are the worst feeling. Like
Why?
super self-conscious of like a tiny hat on my head.
What's going on, y'all? This is Paranoid Grower. I have a special guest for me today. He is a grower within our community. I read a quote today from Jesse and Brian Matteo and instantly thought of you that says, "Even the smallest act of caring for another person is like a drop of water. It will make ripples throughout the entire pond." Birdy Durger, welcome to the show.
Hey. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, man, no problem. What are we smoking on today, sir?
Just trimming up some jet fuel that I acquired through Back 9 Bandit. So, and it's been the Badger cut, been passed around a little bit. So it's cool to be able to share that amongst everyone. But yeah, I haven't been smoking on it too much, just pulling a couple sample buds here and there. So I'm excited to smoke on it quite a bit more and see what it can do for me.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that jet fuel is something amazing. I've grown that a few times and I've loved it. I know it's gotten shared throughout the community quite a bit.
Yeah. From what I've heard, at least.
Oh yeah. Well, how was your experience with growing it?
Really good. It was kind of a weird situation. Whenever I flowered it out, I was trying some new stuff. The first time that I was flowering it out, which is not a good idea for an new to me strain. But I was trying to flower it 13 hours on, and doing that, it went weird. It grew normal, and then it just kind of like stalled out and just sat there. And I was like, well, this is kind of strange. And it didn't develop anymore in flower. And then eventually it like kicked back in, but then it's just like foxtailing all weird. So I dropped the timer back down to 12 and 12, and it finished out fine. But yeah, the damage I think was already done. Got some weird like bud structure and stuff like that, but super frosty, smelled great. So tastes great so far. So
Heck yeah. I'm glad you mentioned about that, the 13 on. I've only ever done 12-12 with it. So I'm glad you did a little experiment.
Yeah, I would not recommend it. And whether something else went weird, but I had some other plants in a different tent that I had tried that with, and 13 on, and it did the same thing. It was all kind of weird. One strain was fine, but the other one that was in that tent, it just did the same thing. Like got big, started flowering, stalled out, and then foxtailed and got weird. So I don't know. I'm about back 12-12 now. So no more.
Go. Well, I'm smoking on that GMO that I got from you at the meeting at the G's a few weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say it's nice and smooth. I definitely like it.
Thank you. I was smoking on that a little bit earlier today, actually. So
hell yeah. Who's that GMO by?
That's the Skunk Master Flex cut. That's like the cut of GMO that I just acquired through a friend.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was not from seed. That's clone. That's like, as far as I know, the like clone only like GMO, like the one that everyone wants. That's the GMO.
Oh wow.
That's that shit. So
heck yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, blessed to have gotten it. And yeah, I'm a big fan of it. It's one of my favorite strains. So to have it in the stable and be able to have it whenever I want, it's kind of nice.
Heck yeah, that's really awesome. Well, what'd you get into this weekend?
Just been working on trimming. I just finished up some GMO fuel from a breeder down Southern Illinois, Red Scare Seed Company. First time I had flowered that out, so I was excited about it. Started smoking on it and left 2 totes full of weed on branches that I didn't finish trimming, and so I had that to catch up on before I could get to the jet fuel. So now I'm into the jet fuel and just backed up from holidays and stuff like that. So just been trying to get back, and I've got more plants that are in the dry tent that are ready to get trimmed up. So always playing catch up.
Sounds like a good place to be honest with you. Like I'm like, I think 6 weeks away from harvest. So I certainly wouldn't mind being backed up on plants.
Having some stuff to do. Yeah.
Right. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. But trimming, obviously, that's like the dry cure, and then trimming and storing. That's just a lot of work. And sometimes that's like the most stressful part. Sometimes the waiting is the nice part of just being able to kind of look ahead and go, all right, here's what I can do now. And then just chill and wait. Smoke some weed if you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can understand that for sure. Yeah, I say this weekend, I ended up getting a new refrigerator on Friday. So I'm really excited about that. The refrigerator I bought with this house, within the last 6 months, the freezer or the ice dispenser has froze up 4 times. And I'm like, this is way too much in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
So I have a friend of mine that works at a appliance store, and I ended up getting a deal through a refrigerator through them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And then I've been adulting all weekend, like cleaning and doing laundry and all that. But I will say my favorite part about that is I washed my sheets. So when I go to bed at night, I'm going to have clean sheets and it's going to feel amazing.
That's a weekly ritual for us. Every Sunday, we wash the sheets and then we get showered up Sunday evening and getting in a fresh, clean bed. You're fresh and clean. Oh, it's the best. The best way to start the week.
Right?
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that, dude. For real. Like, that is an amazing feeling.
And we look forward to it, actually. Right. I mean, I know laundry is like not a fun thing to look forward to, but when it leads to something like that, yeah, we're big fans. So it's the little things that you get to look forward to,
You're damn right, dude. The joys of adulting.
Yeah. Besides paying the bills and running errands, it's those little things that you get to enjoy.
Right. Exactly. Well, we can go ahead and talk about why we met up on this podcast. And you and I have met up actually twice. The first time was Keefe Canna Fest. It was May 2025 at Molly's Joint in Tilton, Illinois. And we actually met up a second time, which was a meeting of the G's at J-Saws in Chicago in December 2025. But since we'll go ahead and go in order, we can talk about Keefe Canna Fest. So let's go ahead and get your experience with Keefe.
Keefe was great. I think it depends who you're going with. We had a meeting up with all of you guys and stuff. That was a really cool opportunity, and being able to chill in the RV and do all of that, let alone like getting into the actual event and doing that. But it's a great opportunity to meet people that you want to be around. Obviously we had the opportunity to know each other through the internet, talking online a little bit. So that was a lot better than meeting someone completely stranger at an event like that. But what a great opportunity to meet, cool people. Hanging out at the RV during the event, before the event, was awesome. And then obviously camping out and having breakfast and that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah.
It's the kind of thing that you dream of, and especially other people in other states. It's how do you meet up with other stoners? Well, there's events, on occasion, not all the time, depending where you're at. So if you can get to an event, I'd highly recommend it just for that. I mean, being able to have the friendship built like this, it's cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely will agree with all that for sure. One of the great things I enjoyed about the Keefe was definitely hanging out in Rudy's camper. We got to do that on plenty of occasions, whether it was at the campground at the Kickapoo State Park or at the in the parking lot at Molly's Joint. It was pretty wild just setting up out there,
just having a little safe space.
Right? Yeah, because it was a beautiful day. The only problem, it was super windy, and Keefe Canna Fest, I don't know what the deal is with the lines, but they can't get their lines moving fast enough when it comes to entering in. That seems like it's a common issue with that event, unfortunately. But the good thing about all that was that Ruder Alistair in the community, he had brought his camper out and parked it up in the parking lot. So we actually had a safe space to stay in from the wind and from the long line and being out in the sun. And
And we didn't all show up at the same time. So it's like those of us that came separately and everything, we would have been standing in line by ourselves to get inside to the event. So it worked out really, really great for our group, to be able to do that. I'm very grateful to Rooter Alistair for doing that.
Yeah. And I know you got to meet his friend Lee and Max Torque from our community. And
yep.
You also got to meet Cat Dad Rain.
Yep. I was just going to say, I got to meet him too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was.
And I've met up with him on a separate occasion after that event too.
Oh, really? So, where'd y'all meet up?
Just in the town, kind of between us.
Gotcha.
Dropped off some RSO for him and his wife, and he gave me some seeds. So it's a nice little exchange.
Heck yeah.
The way that it should be, That's
right.
Yeah, it was cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And absolutely. All because of Keefe.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
So, yeah. Really, it's the thing that you want to happen. You hear of an event going, you go, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. We did. We took the chance. We went, met some cool people, and made friends out of it. So,
oh, for sure. Yeah, it was I really enjoyed being able to walk around with you at the event. Got to see some of the breeders out there. There was some nice booths set up out there, including Back Nine Bandit. He had his little booth set up out there, so we were sitting there chilling out with him for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't end up getting any genetics, or I don't think we ended up buying anything there. I know some of you guys did, but
right.
Yeah, a lot of cool vendors, cool people there. I'd like to be able to get back again to the next one. I know they had one in the fall, and I was not able to get there for that one that weekend, whenever it was, for whatever reason, but definitely would like to get back again. It was cool. The only thing that I would say is I didn't like just the way that the venue was kind of set up. The music was kind of loud.
Yeah.
And like trying to talk to the vendors and stuff. Some of that was kind of difficult, but you can kind of stage it with the music pauses and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, I would say that was probably one of the biggest issues that we had too, was compared, because we went to Kiwi Canifest in Peoria, and the way they had that laid out, it was a lot easier to be able to hear the vendors, because the vendors were off to the side of the speaker. And so you didn't have all the sound, cutting
lead
through
over whatever
conversations or anything like that. I was able to have conversations with multiple vendors. With that at Molly's joint, you're screaming at the vendor, so that's not truly enjoyable, trying to have a conversation while you're screaming at somebody. So yeah, if they could figure out the sound, that would be great.
I don't know if it was the way that the speakers were, pointing the direction of it, or if it was just like kind of a forced layout that they had to do.
Right. Well, I'm sure that's probably what it was, a forced layout. I imagine that's what it is, but yeah, they got to figure something out. One of the great things though, is we got to camp out together, which was really cool. After the event. After the event. Yeah. We stayed at the Kickapoo State Park there. It's about 10 minutes west of Tilton, Illinois. So not too far from where we were staying. And then Rudy, of course, he showed out with his cooking. So he made an amazing meal for everybody.
Took his stoner hat off and put his chef hat on for a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, it was awesome. Great food and great people.
Yeah.
I love any chance to get camping and get outside into nature like that. Yeah, and be able to get some weed and some good people also. Great times. And I know we kind of discussed maybe trying to do it again, maybe some Southern Illinois or maybe some Tennessee there somewhere.
Yeah, so, that would be nice. Yeah, there's plenty of places to stay in between from where you are to where I am.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of places that the state parks and just gorgeous places. So yeah, I definitely say we need to do that. Have our own little Southern Illinois meetup or something like that, or Kentucky or something. But yeah, 100%.
Southern peoples.
So
yeah, we can get that planned out. We got a couple of different locations that we can kind of pick from too. Sound like you said. So
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention too is we did a seed trade, and you'd gotten some seeds for me, and it turned out they ended up popping.
Yeah, some the white CBG.
Yeah,
I think from Oregon CBD or something like that. I think was the company. Yeah, I can't remember how 8 I think total, and then I've only got 4 that ended up like surviving.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they look super strong. I'm about to probably top them and get them transplanted here pretty soon. So they're about like a foot tall now. So
that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know quite what I'm looking for with the CBG. I've done a little bit of research into it and talked to a couple different breeders who are doing it. And from what I've gathered, it's basically like the trichome heads look like milky, like super early.
Right.
And that's just basically the indicator that it's got high CBG. So I don't know. And I don't even know how I'm going to go about like getting it tested to know which one is like higher CBG or not. So basically just going for the best looking, smelling, judging it no different than any other plant, except hoping that it's going to be high in CBG for me. So,
oh, for sure. Well,
but cool opportunity. So yes, I thank you for that. Glad you popped and
yeah. I'm glad it worked out for you, man. I'm hoping it does great for you, man, medicinally wise in the future.
Yeah. And then, we also swapped out some seeds at the meeting at the G's of the G's.
Right. Yeah, well, actually, we can go ahead and start talking about meeting at the G's. We'll go ahead and quickly get your experience on that as well.
Yeah, that was, I think, even cooler than Keefe, in my opinion.
Really?
For myself, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more. Yeah, it was at Jay Saw's place, and a bunch of us got together and got to meet and smoke way too much weed and share some really good strains with each other, some seeds, some good food, of course.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool to put some faces, got to meet Badger. That was a good opportunity. We've chatted, through the Discord quite a bit. So it was cool to be able to see him, talk to him in person finally. So, and everyone else too. Jason.
Right. Yeah, it was a first for you for J-Saw and Matt Frat and Slayer 420, I believe.
Yeah. Matt Frat, I had sold him some seeds or was shipping him some seeds, and he paid whatever dollars for shipping and screwed up on the payment, like entering on his phone or whatever, and ended up sending like $600 to me instead of $6. So he like called immediately, and we had only like messaged over Discord.
Right.
And so he was like, dude, can you help with this? And I was like, absolutely, man. I'm not trying to steal your money. So yeah, we had a very interesting like first meeting because of that. And then actually being able to meet him in person and stuff was a cool full circle moment to be able to close that little
that's so wild.
And luckily it was, us two who were cool people and not trying to rip someone off like that. Cause what a letdown that would have been.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, it was a great opportunity to meet some of y'all and, get to just hang out in like a kind of a different environment than Keefe. That's what I was kind of referring to is like meeting of the G's. That's to me more of like kind of the thing that I would like to be doing instead of Keefe. There's just so many people. I got social anxiety kind of thing where I get burnout on people, like being around other people. I just get tired of it pretty quick anymore. So I was ready to get back to the RV or to the campsite, at Keefe. So then at Jay Saw's place, it's just more of like a home to me, just kind of felt like my place, but a new place. Just so.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly enjoy the hangout at Jay Saw's. It's a lot of fun. Luckily it was my second time for doing it, and that was your first, but I know you brought the GMO. What was the other cultivars that you brought?
Some Mandarin cookies, and then
what was
GMO fuel? I think
that was GMO fuel. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Who was the Mandarin cookies by?
That is ethos genetics. That was a cut from my buddy that he had found from seed.
Heck yeah.
It's pretty banging cut too. Drops really good Mandarin hash. So.
Heck yeah. Well, do you have any memorable moments from either the Keefe or the meeting at the G's that you'd like to share?
Keefe, definitely the camping. I don't have like a specific story necessarily. Just being able to get up, like wake up in your tent and walk over to a neighbor's campsite and like be greeted with smiles and a dog. Like, I don't know. It's just a nice, cool thing. And yeah.
Thank you.
Meeting of the G's. I don't smoke, like combust a lot of flower anymore, mostly smoking on my volcano. So it was kind of nice to be able to force myself to smoke more joints with everyone. My throat didn't really appreciate it a whole lot, but I did enjoy it. I do enjoy smoking. Obviously I am tonight here a little bit too, but, so yeah, I just enjoy hanging out with people, talking weed with people that want to be doing the same thing. Right. So it's cool to get, into the same room with those people instead of just over the internet and doing it. So
for sure.
Just grateful for the opportunity.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I'll say it's definitely a lot different than just talking in the like Tucker's Lounge or anything like that.
Yeah. Commenting back and forth every couple hours or whatever.
Right.
And sure. I mean, I imagine 10 years ago that this kind of friendship relationship probably was not possible, just because of the laws.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree on that.
Technology, where we were talking about all the stuff, it just wasn't happening as much as it is now. So
yeah, I'm definitely glad that we have this outlet to be able to talk and be able to create these meetups.
Yeah, I hope that we can get some more put on the books for this year.
Heck yeah.
I don't know where, or if we want to try and get something a little more east and central, or I don't know where a lot of members are of some of these podcasts and stuff. So
I'll say we're doing our next meetup at Hash Bash in April in Ann Arbor. So I'll say y'all are more than welcome to come out there and check it out with us. It's actually a bigger group, so you'll actually be able to meet a lot of people out there that are
I've
in this
been
community.
contemplating that. That's like right around my birthday time and my partner's birthday time. So I'm not quite sure what we've got planned, or that's Easter weekend, isn't it?
It is Easter weekend.
Yeah. We might have family stuff.
Gotcha.
We live like 4 hours from our family, 3 to 4 hours. So we don't see them that often. So we try to, a couple times a year, try to get to them and stuff. So yeah, we're discussing. So I don't know. We may show up. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I hope it works out. That'd be cool to see y'all out there.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Keep hearing everyone talk about it and see videos, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it's hard to sit and watch that stuff from the sidelines. So
I feel you, dude. I get so jealous. Yeah. It's like today, I think it's Grateful and Cosmic Conch and Focus are at an event in Connecticut, and I'm just like, damn it, I wish I was there.
I saw some of those pictures posted. Yeah. That's a part of it, though. You can't hit every single one if you have a life outside of it. So here we do.
Right. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
So, well, we go ahead and start talking about the next segment on this podcast, and that is your garden. What do you currently have growing on in your garden, sir?
Flowering out some wild cherry gack, which I hunted from seed. Had 2 phenos that I kept. Excuse me. The one of them I have flowered out and am holding it on the veg right now because I really liked it and realized that I did not have any clones taken from it. So I had to take clones in like week 4 in flower. So it's been in re-veg for quite some time. So I'm flowering out the other pheno of that, deciding if I want to keep it or not, and then some jet fuel. again, flowering it out again.
Heck yeah, man.
And then, I popped a bunch of new seeds 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I got a bunch of new flavors that are in veg. Some CBD stuff, some CBG stuff. Trying to get some medical genetics kind of lined up for myself so I can be doing RSO. I've been making my own RSO here for a bit, and it's just out of THC stuff though. So I want to grow a bunch of CBD and CBG. I've got some THCV as well, some CBDV, but it's just a lot to try and get to. So I'm just taking it a little bit by a little bit and getting done what I can. So that's kind of my next direction. My purpose with everything is trying to grow some medicinal stuff so I can start making some medicine for myself.
Oh yeah, man. That's so cool. I'm glad you shared that. That's an excellent path to go for sure.
Yeah, started making my RSO from people in the crafting Discord. So it's been really awesome being able to exchange ideas and what works and what doesn't, and some processes with each other to help each other, dial it in and make it easier and more efficient for all of us. So
oh yeah, that's excellent, sir. Well, how long have you been growing cannabis?
5 years, going on 6 here. Started growing in 2020. It was a stimmy grow. Got all my stimulus check and
stimmy grow.
Said I am buying my tent and my lights and the things that I need, and started doing that.
Heck yeah, that is so cool.
And I started working in a licensed cultivation in the state and in 2020. And so after seeing plants there and kind of seeing what was going on and understanding that, plus listening to Chad, the Autoflower podcast, listening to him kind of share his journey with the plants and everything, kind of made me go, yeah, I think I could do this. So got the stimulus check and said, yeah, we're really going to do this. So yeah, it was April 2020.
That's so cool.
Yep. It's been just a lot of money spent, but wouldn't change it, man.
The good thing about it is you're spending money on something that you're going to be able to keep recreating. So instead of just buying it the one time and then using it and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm investing in myself. Each dollar that I spend for my grow, it's just going back to me, in some way. So it's hard to just not see anything like monetary from that necessarily, but it's not for the money. It's for making me feel good. And that's why we all want to spend money, I suppose. So yeah, that's why I got the tent behind me. That's my little breeding tent.
Heck yeah. Well, we can talk about that. What type of equipment do you use in your garden?
LEDs. I got some Mars Hydro SP 250s. They were the very first lights that I ever got in 2020. They still work. I still use them. Still flower under them, surprisingly enough. They do okay. I've got some Mars Hydro SP 3000s that are fine. I've got a Medic Grow Fold 6, I think is that one. I know some people are particular about their lights. I feel like a light's a light. What brand you get is, you're just basically kind of looking at the power output with whatever suits your space best. And I'm with Soil, usually just like a Pride Lands is the brand, I guess. Green Grow is like the main brand, and then Pride Lands is the Soil. And then use their nutrient line as well. I've tried a couple different things through the years and have kind of settled on an organic, mostly organic line.
Okay.
So just mostly I use the auto pots in terms of pots. I guess. So, with it being the bottom wick, I don't run any kind of nutrient solution through my res. Okay. I do just the water only, and then top dress. So I'll turn the system off, top dress the dry amendments in, scratch it in, and then water in microbes to that. And then once it dries out a little bit, then I'll turn the system back on so I don't flood the tray and all of that. And it seems to work. It's kind of a hassle dealing with the shutting the system off and getting back into it. Because you're still putting a bunch of time in, but that's still a lot of time saved doing that as opposed to hand watering every day, every 2 days, whatever. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the system. I've got another set right here that I'm about to set up and use for the first time for the breeding side. So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
What are your favorite type of, I mean, I know you said that you do the auto pots, but what size do you use? Like, what are your preferred sizes?
I've got the XL. They are the 6.6 gallon square top, but a round bottom.
Right. Yeah.
Weird thing, but it's awesome. And then the new ones I just bought were the smaller 3.9, I think is what I got for the breeding, just because it's a smaller 3x3 tent instead of the 4x4s that I flower under.
Gotcha.
So I just kind of figured that I could go with the slightly smaller and don't need huge plants for producing a little bit of seed for myself. So,
right. How long have you been breeding?
I don't know when I first did a reversal. I'll have to look into that and figure that out. It's a good question. A couple of years for sure. I've done 4 reversals. One of them did not take. And so I've got some S1 seeds of Oreos. I did a pink lemonade that was also a cut from my buddy. And then a purple sunset, which is also a cut from that same person. So, and then I'm getting ready to do GMO so I can have some of those because I really enjoy that strain. So,
okay. And you've tried the seeds out? They worked out okay for you?
Yes, I have not tried the Oreos yet, but the other ones I have flowered out 1 or 2 of each, which is not much, I know, but just a little bit. And just to kind of see how close to the original mom, are these seeds. And the ones I've tried, I was very, very happy with, being a good representation of the mom. So, which is what I wanted. So yeah, I haven't done like a big stability test. Like I said, a lot of them is just kind of small amounts of seeds.
Right.
Like they put them in solo cups and they were like this big whenever they flowered out. So literally got like a handful of seeds just to try some stuff. It's just some different crosses, but with the S1s, yeah, I got, a couple hundred seeds. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I remember that when we were at meeting of the G's, you had talked about those capsules that you do for the RSO, that you actually fill these capsules up and take them in the afternoons. Yeah. Will you talk about those capsules, please?
Yeah.
Where you get them?
Yeah. So I have been using my magical butter machine for years to just make coconut oil, just infuse coconut oil. And then I just put that into 00 capsules, and I just eat those, like have been for years, as like my medicine, daily medicine, just to help. I have stomach issues, so it helps just kind of regulate my stomach and keep it not spazzing out. And so then I started making this RSO and was like, well, this is awesome, but I can't put a couple, a grain of rice in a 00 capsule. Like it's just kind of a waste. So I started looking up smaller capsules, and I found these. It's probably backwards, but it's a size 5 capsule. They're pretty small, very small actually. And they're just big enough that they fit around the very tip of the syringes that I use. I'm trying to open one here so I can show you. All right. So your syringe, and then this is your open. Now it's open. Your open cap.
Okay.
And so it literally just goes right on top, and it sits on top. So then whenever you go to push it up,
right,
the oil just pushes up, and it will push up that capsule, like off the syringe tip.
Okay.
And so then just once it gets to the very end, like you can see when it's getting to the end, and I always just kind of pull it, and I don't know if you can see that, but
just kind of pull it to clear the top of the syringe.
Yep. Yeah. So that's just what I do. And it takes a little bit of time, obviously, to go through the step like that. But according to my math, it was like 84 milligrams. But that's depending on what percentage, what dosage of your RSO. So, yeah, I mean, size-wise, they're pretty small.
Right.
But, yeah, I like them just as like a daily use, but they will catch up with you and make you sleepy, and they'll put you down. You know, it's quite a bit of RSO. It's bigger than a grain of rice. I'd say like a rice and a half. Okay. So
actually, that'd probably be perfect for me because I usually do like 2 grains of rice.
Okay.
So
yeah, everyone's different in terms of, you know, what we can handle. So yeah, that's been my newest thing, is trying to figure that out. And it seems to be working pretty well. I think my next thing is going to be suppositories. Start making some suppositories and playing around with them. I know it's a weird subject for a lot of people, but with me and my stomach issues, it's something that I think would really benefit me, and going to give it a whirl. Somebody
I suggest that you talk to is Mighty Mike.
Okay.
He actually buys the molds off of Amazon, I believe, and he 3D printed an insert where you put it on the inside of the mold, and then you do your coconut mixed, or it's not coconut, it's MSO, or not MSO, what is it called? MCT. Yeah, it's MCT. And then you put that in the freezer and you pull that out, and that 3D printed piece, you pull that out of the mold, and it leaves a perfect indentation for you just to squeeze some RSO in there. And then you put that back into the freezer, and then whenever you need it, pop it out of the freezer, and
genius.
Yeah, it's great. So I'd reach out to Mighty Mike. He can help you out.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Good looking out. Thank you for that info.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like a comfortable subject, you know, it's not something that people like to talk about, but it's real life. And if one person feels it, then someone else is probably going through the same thing as well. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Where did you get those capsules at again?
Just on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yep. Okay. Jeff Bezos.
Right.
Uncle Jeff.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, the size 5. This is a pack of 1,000. You don't need to get that many, but I know that I'm going to use them and go through them. Especially once I get my CBD and CBG stuff going, you know, that's going to be a lot of different kind of dosing where you're not going to have like an intoxicating element to it. Mm-hmm. So you should be able to take more than smaller amounts and be okay. So maybe use bigger capsules for those ones. I don't know.
Right. Something else I wanted to bring up was, how do you start your seeds? I know something that you'd help me out with was those little pads. And I was let's see if you're still doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I still, is it Honor Cannabis is the brand? A couple different names, right?
It was on Etsy. I remember that.
Etsy shop. Shop Coda or something, I think was the shop. But yeah, there are these little like 3x4, 3x5. I don't know what they're even made out of.
It's I believe it's
alpaca on the one side or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the inside is some kind of other fabric, and holds moisture really well. It's dark. It's natural, like fabrics, thick. And I just take it and I put that mat, I get it wet, put it inside of a little Tupperware container, and I put my seeds in there and just set them on there. It's just a little flap kind of thing. And so I just put my seeds in it, close it up, put the lid on top of it, set it on my top of my little rack in my veg tent where I have all my clones. So it's just up on the very top. So kind of the warmest part of the tent. and it right up top of my clone lights. And so it just gets a little bit of warmth, enough to germinate from there. And then once they pop a little tail, I just throw them into a little tiny little pot, some soil.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try those little mats. I got them recently, and I've been trying to wait till it gets a little bit warmer, but I'm getting impatient. I've got a little heat mat that I think I might just stick it on.
It'd work.
Keep it a little bit warm. So
yeah, you maybe put something like kind of between both of them, so it's not directly onto the heat source.
Yeah, I got some saucers. I can probably put something like that.
Yeah, that way it's just going to be kind of like a radiant heat. Because I think one time I did that like directly onto the heat mat, and that little cloth thing like dried out too quick, and it fried the seeds. So,
oh wow, yeah, I don't want to do that.
And I may have had my mat turned up a little bit more too from having bigger clones in there. So I don't know. All these grows kind of start blending together, after so long. So
right.
And I grow in my basement, so it's like just kind of the repetition of going down at night, and you start messing with things. And what night was that? And I keep a log of when I do things, but not every little thing that I do, I keep a log of. So sometimes the little information like that just gets lost. And I remember the important bit is that it fried seeds if it dries out. So don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
Keep it moist.
Yep. What did you not expect to learn from growing cannabis?
Patience. I didn't realize that, like you said, there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of just kind of chilling and hanging out. Mm-hmm. A lot of admiring, but there's a lot of just, it's not in your control. There's nothing that you can do except just let it be. There's things you can do. You can pluck little leaves off. You can, spray foliar sprays in here and there and do little things, but also you can just sit and watch and just wait. So sometimes you have to just wait in life. And I don't know that I knew obviously that you had to wait because of the cycle and so long of a flowering cycle, but I don't know. Yeah. It's just a lot of patience, and just for myself personally, of just chill, sit back and wait till tomorrow.
100%, dude. That is an excellent
Maybe it's
answer.
the 2 more weeks thing,
right?
Of checking trichomes. Just give it 2 more weeks.
Right.
But it's the same thing. If I'll just do it tomorrow, check it tomorrow.
Right. Heck yeah. And this is the last question before the hot seat. What advice would you give to an inspiring cannabis grower who is looking to start their own garden?
I think keep it simple. I started with autoflowers thinking that I was going to be keeping it simple. And I found myself like out of my league. Like I find myself struggling through that first grow. And then I flipped to photo periods and grew photo, but it was a plant that my friend had vegged out for me and then just given me a plant to throw directly into flower. And that was cool. And then I grew some photos from seed, and that was cool. And then I tried autos again, and the autos went better, but still like struggled against it. From what everyone else was saying, like, oh, autos are easier than photo periods. So I just had this impression in my mind from what other people were telling me about a grow, and everyone's grows are so different that you can do a lot and it can actually like kind of make it worse for you, make it harder for you. So just, I don't know, necessarily trust one person or anything, but just keep it simple, as basic as you can, and see what you can get away with. And you can always improve. If you do too much and screw something up, then you're looking at 8 different things that you did, and how are you going to be able to figure it out? And how many grows are you going to spend trying to do the same thing before you figure it out?
Right.
Knock it off and just go back and just start with your basics. Do the things that you know was going to work, and then build back up from there and figure out, how to maximize, not just how to make it work. So just make it work.
Oh yeah, dude. Excellent advice, sir. Appreciate that. Well, sir, are you ready for the hot seat?
Yes. Let's do this thing.
Hell yeah. Which band or artist did you see for your first concert and venue?
The first concert that I for sure remember being at was a Stone Temple Pilots concert It was at I don't remember the exact name. It's the amphitheater down in Maryland Heights in St. Louis area. I don't remember what the name was at the time, but that concert, and it was actually the first place that I ever smelled marijuana.
Really?
It's the first time. I don't remember what age I was. I can look up. I've asked my brother about it, and he told me what day it was, the stuff, when the concert was. But yeah, it was the first like big concert that I remember being at. And I was a kid, so we got free tickets, I think, from my neighbor who was a big music fan. So I think it was just my dad, and I don't know. Anyway, it was a cool concert. I remember enjoying it. But then as like a kid, getting into music, teenager, it was Good Charlotte. And that was in 2002 at Mississippi Nights in St. Louis.
Hey, that's cool.
So that was, I was a big pop punk kid growing up, like all through my teenager years. So
that's awesome.
That was my first big one. Yeah.
Heck yeah. What was your favorite song when you were 16?
If I think about being 16 in music, I think of the day I got my license. I got my car, went and picked up my best friend, Robert, and we went driving around listening to a band from Chicago called Spitalfield. And it's a pop punk band.
So I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty big, but really good. And just anytime that I listen to that album now, like one of the songs comes up on my Spotify, like it automatically brings me back to being 16 years old with him in the passenger seat and driving around to town, just listening to music and talking and hanging out. And yeah, it was great memories. So
heck yeah, that's awesome. All right. What was the first CD that you purchased?
I think the first cassette tape that I bought.
Shit. You're going to say audio tape? All right, let's go.
Was a Toy Story soundtrack, maybe?
Hell yeah.
That or Lion King. I've always been really big into soundtracks for whatever reason, just kind of a nerd kid.
I like soundtracks too.
And I know CD, I got Space Jam CD. That was like one of my first purchases.
Seems like Space Jam is like a common one throughout this group, man.
Is it?
Yeah. Sam's House got that one. It seems like there's somebody else that's got that Space Jam CD.
Yeah, it's had some jams on it, dude. Come on. It
does have some jams on it for real.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Lord. We had Sheryl Crow's like greatest hits and Beach Boys' greatest hits. Like those were kind of in concert rotation. Dad was listening to Everclear, but he also was listening to The Cars and Talking Heads and a bunch of music. So I've grown up listening to a lot of different jams through the years. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Do you play any musical instruments?
Yeah, I played drums.
Oh, hell yeah.
And after I was just watching your episode with Chaos Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, if I send you some bass lines, you're going to have to throw a trumpet on. And I was like, dude, we could get this band going together. This digital band.
For real?
Digital distance band. I got my drum set up downstairs. I need some new heads and I need to get a new crash cymbal, but it's pretty operational. I don't know how great it sounds, but we could definitely do some jamming, do some recording.
As a nerd can be our
producer.
Producer. Yeah. What kind of drum set you got?
It's a Yamaha Stage Custom Nuvo is the model. It's like a cherry wood. It's beautiful. Okay. It's been neglected the last 10 years, but I still got it. Never get rid of it. It just needs a little love and polished up a little bit and be back. I've been meaning to I moved into the house and set it up and had intentions to play. And then, I got to get this thing out of the way. So you set it on, next to the drums and now there's just stuff covering it and it's just kind of storage. But I've been meaning to get it out and start playing again. So I don't know. Maybe I will this year.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. We should get something record it out this year for real.
What we should do is just start making some theme music and podcast jams for all the different podcasts that you guys got going on.
Right? For real.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun, dude. 100%. Yeah, that sounds like an excellent idea. I like your idea, sir.
Be cool.
We're going to go with that for sure. Hell yeah. Have you ever met a musical artist or band in person? This could be at a meet and greet or out in the wild.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories. We used to go to a lot of shows in St. Louis as kids. My dad took us to a lot of shows down there and let us stay out later than we should have. And he did a lot. And I can't imagine as an adult taking your kids to a concert that you didn't really care for, and then going to bed, getting to bed at midnight, 1 a.m., and then having to be up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock and going to work. Like, the dedication and effort that was put in for us to be able to go see these concerts means a hell of a lot now, as an adult. So thinking back on it all, that's a awesome thing to have to have been given. And within those, we got to meet some of these bands because we wanted to get autographs and get merch signed or whatever. So of course he would sit and wait to meet some of these people. One of the shows, it was a Fall Out Boy at the Creepy Crawl in St. Louis. And this stage is a tiny 1.5 stage, tall stage. Right. So the crowd's right up against the band members. Opening up for them was a band called The Academy. I was in the bathroom before the show, and a guy came in to the bathroom as I was in there and looked all fancy and goofy looking. Went back into the crowd and found my brother and them. And the guy that was in the bathroom walked up on stage and was the lead singer of The Academy. They became The Academy Is. They changed the name to The Academy Is. But at that show, we met them and became friends with the bassist and have maintained contact and relationship with him. And that's been probably one of the most memorable meeting of band peoples, is knowing him and being able to, go to a show and have that experience where you get to meet like a celebrity. I mean, they're a big band, a big part of our life. My brother and I, we were in a band together, and he played guitar and I played drums. So it was cool to be able to go to music, stuff, and then to have that relationship maintained through the years through this other band has been a cool thing. We just flew to Denver last month and got to go see them. They're doing a little reunion and anniversary tour of their album Almost Here. Mm-hmm. And so we flew out to Denver and went and saw them, and it was a cool, awesome experience. So
heck yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was a big long answer, but
no worries.
The Academy is the band.
Heck yeah.
The jet fuel is working.
It is working, dude. It's working great. 100%. What is the most surprising opener you've ever seen perform live?
I don't know that it was an opener, but he definitely was an opener. It was Skrillex before he was Skrillex. He was
really?
Sonny Moore. He was touring just as Sonny Moore, which is his name.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was after From First to Last, and it was before Skrillex, and it was this weird little transition stage where he was trying to figure out what he was doing.
Right, who he was.
It was the electronic music, and the stuff that he was playing when we saw him was like fantasy music. It was kind of weird. Really? I really enjoyed it because I was getting into weird music at the time and could handle just weird stuff. So I was into it. I was like, yeah, let's listen to it. And he opened up at some punk, like AP Alternative Press tour or something like that. And Sage, which is East St. Louis. And it's a bunch of strip clubs right next door to it. And again, I think my dad took us to that show. So yeah, it's just cool. My life has been a lot of music centered.
Heck yeah.
Just big part of it.
That's so cool, dude. Which band or artist has been your favorite to see perform live in the venue?
I've got a couple. I got to see Paul Simon, which was really awesome, just last year in St. Louis at Stifle Theater, I believe. That was really cool. I got to see Paul McCartney at Bonnaroo. I don't remember what year. That was super memorable. What a show. Just incredible. And then every single time that I got to see Bob Weir and Dead and Company has been a memorable show. St. Louis several times. I got to see him in Indy, at Noblesville, up at Alpine Valley in Wisconsin, Chicago, Wrigley Field. We got to see him. So, yeah.
You sure have seen a bunch of stuff, sir.
Yeah. And a bunch of different genres too.
Right.
Got to see some, I think Chaos Goblin had mentioned Micaiah McCraven. And you guys were talking about music. And I saw him up in Chicago at a jazz venue. It was really, really cool show. First big jazz show that I had been to. And yeah, it was super unique experience. Just seeing jazz is just a different level, and the people in the crowd are there to see jazz. And so everyone's just focused and just paying attention. And yeah, it was cool.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see that Wynton Marsalis doing that jazz ensemble thing next month. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Where's that at again?
At the Shimmerhorn in Nashville. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. It's that really fancy, it's where the Nashville Symphony plays.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a awesome show. I'm jealous.
Okay. If you could make your own music festival lineup, who would be your top 3 headliners? They could be dead or alive, and this is the Birdy Durger Music Festival.
Good gravy. I think Prince would be there for sure.
That's Prince is your Friday night. He's opening up.
I think he's gonna close the festival on Sunday.
You're gonna change him to closing the festival. All right. Well, he's gonna be your Friday. He's gonna be your Friday opener then.
Can we do a Thursday? Can we?
You want to you want to add a 4th person? You know what? For you, I will do it. For you, I will add a Thursday.
Thursday is going to be Wet Leg.
I have no idea who that is.
That's your homework for after the show.
Yeah, it is. It is my homework. Okay, Wet Leg. So Thursday is Wet Leg. All right, who's going to be Friday?
Friday is, let's see, what kind of vibes are Friday? Friday vibes are funk.
Okay.
Funky Friday.
All right.
Who does the funk every time? I think we got to go some old school. Let's do some James Brown.
Hell yeah. James Brown on Friday night. Fuck. Yep. Yes, dude.
Saturday is going to be Grateful Dead.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And then Sunday is Prince.
Dude, you have like an awesome fucking festival for real.
Yeah. Thank you. That event would make me very, very happy. And I could swap out my Thursday. I've got a couple different groups for Thursday. I'm thinking about it now, but we're going to go with what I said. So.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah. I will definitely go on your long weekend, the Thursday through Sunday for sure. Heck yeah. All right.
Cool. I appreciate that question. That's a fun little bit. It
is. I enjoy that one for sure.
I should have spent more time trying to think of those, but I spent long enough. That's tough.
Right. No, it's cool, dude. You did great. That was a great answer. All right. Which song instantly hypes you up?
I have a playlist on my Spotify and it's just called Move. And there's a bunch of stuff in there. Oh, it's like my go-to. If I need to just get energized, it automatically, just any of the songs that are in there. Let me just go and just do one real quick. And
okay.
It'll, actually, I was last listening to Kendrick Lamar. So his newest album, GNX, TV Off. We'll go with that one.
TV Off. I'm going to have to listen to that because I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah.
Because I love Kendrick Lamar. I've seen him at Bonnaroo. Yeah, he was spectacular.
Yeah, Bonnaroo's got so many awesome, just like, think of bands and like what you just did. Oh yeah,
Right.
I saw them at Bonnaroo. Oh, it's at Bonnaroo. Like,
right.
Such an amazing place. And for a music lover, it's so much music, not enough time.
Right, exactly.
You don't have enough energy to get to what you want, but it's worth it.
What's a band or artist that you feel is completely underrated?
I feel like that my mind automatically goes to someone new, and I don't feel like that's necessarily fair, because there's some older stuff that's just not appreciated for being as great as it is. I'm just going to go back to my wet leg.
Wet leg, okay.
Yeah.
Especially because I never heard of them. That'd be underrated for sure. If I never heard of them.
They're really good. It's a newer band, so I'm sure they're going to become huge, and it's going to be an irrelevant answer from me, but I don't care.
Heck yeah. It's all right. All right. Name a band or artist that you would like to see live.
Usually if I want to see a band, I go. I find time to go and see them. And I've seen a lot of bands. I've seen a lot of artists. I'd like to see old Kanye again.
Heck yeah.
Man, I don't know. Like, I just keep thinking of people that I've seen already.
Oh, okay.
Because it's kind of like what I'm listening to.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Slipknot.
Ooh, yeah.
I've never seen Slipknot, and I would like to see them. That was the question, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody you would like to see. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is which cultivar would you pair with an album?
I'm going to pair GMO because I will say that it's probably like my favorite thing, my favorite strain. So I'm going to say some GMO.
Okay.
And I'm going to pair that with a band, Geese. I can't remember what the name of the new album is. I Want to Kill You or something. Getting Killed.
Getting Killed by
Geese.
With GMO.
With GMO.
Okay.
And You Will Be Getting Killed. It's it's one of those weird musics, but it's one, when I first listened to it, I was like, okay, this is kind of good. I heard a bunch of people kind of talking about how good of an album it is. Listened to it, was like, I don't know if it's for me. And then I found myself wanting to go back and listen to it again. And then I just kept listening to it. And I think GMO would pair nicely with it. I haven't done it yet, but I think it would pair nicely with it and get you into like a weird kind of headspace where you're listening to it and it just gets kind of more weird and fun. And then by the end of it, you're like, I'm done and ready for a nap. So
heck yeah. Which song would be your theme song?
Oh, some Grateful Dead song. I don't have one off the top of my head.
You're gonna do your theme song is going to be any Grateful Dead song?
Yeah, sure.
You do that?
Drums. Let's do drums.
Oh,
any drums track of a Grateful Dead.
Hey, okay.
The drums track. The drums portion of a Grateful Dead show.
There you go.
Yes.
That'll work. Heck yeah. All right, this is a new question on the hot seat. Which is better, a tiny scarf or a tiny hat?
I think a tiny scarf.
Really?
I think a tiny scarf you can turn into a tiny hat. And it might be a little bit bigger than your tiny hat. Where is your tiny hat going?
I mean, I imagine, for me, I would want to lean that thing off to the side,
Pick an ear.
Yeah.
You get to cover one ear.
Not on the side of my head. I'm talking about like on the, like you put the hat, just a little tiny hat, like right here. I don't know. It's tiny.
I think a scarf. Like, how big of a scarf?
But it's going to be tiny though. I mean, it's barely going to be able to tie on your neck.
And so you could drape it over your head and have a normal size like hat.
I guess you could.
Or just put it over your shoulder.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. All right.
I think tiny hats are the worst feeling. Like super self-conscious of like a tiny hat on my head. I have a bigger head. So
right.
The hats that I've tried to like, I have to buy big hats.
Right.
And so I deal with small hats a lot and I don't like them.
Yeah. I feel
Makes me feel like I got an abnormal head. I don't think I do.
You don't. You don't, dude. You got a normal size head, bro.
So I'm going to take the tiny scarf.
All right. We'll do the tiny scarf.
Because then it's going to make my hat. If I had a tiny hat on my big head, it's going to make it look bigger.
Right.
And more self-conscious about it.
Oh, Lord.
Tiny scarf all the way, baby.
All right.
Team tiny scarf.
Okay. If you got bit by a spider, name 3 completely random superpowers you would get. Now, like I said, these are completely random superpowers. These aren't like Spider-Man superpowers. These are something that's going to benefit you in your life.
I could just come up with an answer right away.
That's going to be your...
Yeah, quick responses.
Quick responses. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
I'd like to fly. I think that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. 100%.
But I feel like that's not really random.
I mean,
because that's kind of like what everyone thinks, you know?
Right. Well, yeah.
But I mean, it's not related to a spider. Spiders can't.
No, because they don't fly. They sling everywhere. So you would have a...
I'm talking like wings, like...
Yeah.
Whee!
like an eagle?
Yeah. Yeah. Like a big bird.
Right. Okay. All right. So what's your third one?
Super taster. Can just taste a lot of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, super tasters that they can... Like, you know how certain like animals can see more like spectrums of light and color and stuff than others can, like that, but with your taste. So
with
like
your taste buds, so you can
just taste like a bunch. So if like really minute flavors and certain things, like you'd be able to taste them.
You'd just be like, pow, knock you out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Fucking weird, right?
You were... It's really weird.
It's random stuff. I wasn't trying to think about it.
It was fucking random as shit. I love it, dude. No, it was great. It was great.
It's like things that would like, I don't know, it'd be more fun. I love food. I love eating. So like being able to taste more things would be awesome.
No, you're right. It would be great.
And I think being able to fly and like see wonderful nature and that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then just spitballing answers the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Just nonstop chats. And I mean, we got AI chatbots and stuff. I could just annoy one of those.
Oh, no shit. For real.
They'd hate me.
Oh, that's great. Which terps and or smells are your favorite?
I really like the funky, weird, chemi, earthy smells. Actual terpenes, I'm researching more and more. I really like guiol. Is like one of my favorite terpenes. Every time that I find that in a strain, it's a strain that I'm like, man, this tastes really good or smells really good. Like it's one that my nose is drawn to. And so it's a common terpene that I keep seeing in ones that I'm enjoying a lot. So that one, and then anything that's just kind of like incensey, woody, earthy, or chemi, I really enjoy. I like the gas. Don't get me wrong. Fruity candy stuff, I'm just kind of, I get it. They smelled really good, but to me, that's almost like more on par with what flowers are. And I want something that is like mind bending. Like the thing about cannabis that I really enjoy, and I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but the thing I really like about cannabis is that you have all of these range of flavors and smells, from like poop and like death and rotting flesh and this and that, to sweet lilacs and, you know, apples and oranges. So it's this wide variety of smells. Well, we can get where we're used to certain normal smells. We're not used to the weird offensive smells. The skunks, you know, we're not used to the weird stuff. That's only in cannabis. So that's what's really intriguing to me, is exploring that side of cannabis. The gas falls in there too, because it is kind of a weird smell, but I don't know. That's kind of where I fall in terms of effect. Just whatever happens with those, you know, I just really like the flavor. I would choose flavor over everything, because I can smoke more of a really good tasting thing to get the effect that I need, as opposed to if I just take one hit of it and it tastes okay, but it does the trick. What fun is that?
Right. For sure.
It's like taking shots of Everclear.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It'll get the job done, but how much fun are you having?
All right. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pothead memory?
Honestly, the Keefe and the meeting of the G's are some of my fond memories of smoking stuff. I've smoked weed with a lot of people. I've enjoyed a lot of cannabis, but I don't know. Being around all of you guys it's cool, and gals. As an adult, I guess, you know, it was a different time compared to being years ago as more young and dumb kind of
right
living, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now being able to appreciate good people and good brains and that kind of things means a little bit more, maybe. Definitely the first time getting high, that's a memorable experience. I was on the back porch of a friend's house one night in the summer and smoked some weed, and one friend was acting like he was in an opera, just singing, having fun. And by God, in my brain, we were sitting in the audience watching him up on stage singing an opera, and was just like hallucinating him on stage. And pretty soon I started floating up in the air and kept stomping my feet on the ground because I thought we were floating. And
right.
One of those experiences.
Right.
It was a really cool time.
Okay.
But yeah.
Have you ever had an experience with cannabis in law enforcement that you're willing to share? No worries if you don't want to share.
I was visiting a friend in a nearby town, and we had a bit too much to drink probably the night before, and we stayed the night at his place, me and a buddy. And we were smoking, woke up in the morning, smoked a joint, sober up, you know, feel a little bit better, less hungover. It was in our drinking phase where we were drinking a lot. Smoked some weed in the morning, left his place, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock, whatever. Driving back, and a conservation police pulled me over. And I had a couple jars of weed in a backpack and a rig in a little Pelican case sitting on the seat behind me. Some oil, just a couple ounces of weed, and some problematic stuff for a cop. Conservation, he says, yeah, it smells like weed in the car. Can I search it? And I said, it doesn't smell like weed in the car. I said, we maybe smell like weed because we smoked last night and this morning. But I was like, there's no weed in the car. He said, so if I get a unit to come search the vehicle, that's okay. I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So he says, okay, I'll be right back. He goes and sits in the car for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm panicking, just pure panic, going, well, I told my buddy, I'm like, well, we're going to jail. Sorry about this, but we're going to jail. I'm going to jail at least. He goes, why did you do this? Why did you wrote me? I'm like, shut up. I'm like, nothing's happening yet. We're just waiting. So the cop comes back. no canine unit coming. He said, well, I'm just giving you a warning. I didn't have my insurance card, up-to-date insurance card with me.
Right.
So he just gave me a ticket for that. So I just had to go and prove that, and that got cleared up. But man, that was the most panicky. I straightened up a little bit after that and just started putting everything in the trunk just so it's out of sight at least. So yeah, that was my only run-in. I've never been charged with any, especially cannabis related stuff. So close call.
I'm sorry?
It was a close call.
Yeah, it is a very close call, dude. That would have scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
100%.
Just break one law at a time. And if that means that you're smoking weed all the day, like myself, then you drive the speed limit and you put all your perishables in the trunk.
Yep. Also, make sure all your lights are working properly. That is solid advice.
Yes. Yeah, it still like makes me all anxious reliving that moment. That really was just terrifying.
I could imagine. This is a new question on the hot seat. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
Oh, the rudest animal, I think, is probably just a housefly.
A housefly?
Yeah.
It's not. That's an insect.
True.
What? I'm talking about animals, bro.
True. Okay. Animals.
Yeah.
Animal that gives no cares about anything, does whatever it wants. I mean, cats are kind of that way.
Yeah. That was going to be my answer. Was a cat.
But they're not like super rude.
Some of them are. What are you talking about?
Some of them are.
Yeah. But yeah, like an animal in particular that's generally rude.
Like an armadillo or something. Those seem kind of nice.
Right. I don't know, man. I would almost think maybe like a mule or something, just because they could be.
I was gonna say like a badger or.
Yeah, because a honey badger don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, I mean they're known as kind of like ruthless, just.
Right.
I know a goats of some sort, maybe.
Right.
Goats are kind of rude. They fuck with your shoelaces and
they'll bite you and shit. Say goat. 100% a goat, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a goat. Goat's the goat of rude. Rude goat.
Rude goat. This actually sounds like a good name for a cultivar. Rude goat.
Rude goat OG.
Hell yeah. What was your first cannabis event?
Keefy.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we had like little sessions like amongst friends and stuff, but we all lived, 20 to 30 minutes from each other. So I don't know that I would really call that an event, but.
Who was the first Gromy you met in the community?
I think in person was probably back 9. Excuse me. I think we had met before Keefy happened. Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah, right before Keefy.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I'll say that's a solid Gromy to, excuse me, that's a solid Gromy to meet for sure.
Yeah, real good dude. Especially making those roll-ons and stuff, falling in line in the RSO. It's, right on par with me and the medicinal side. I know we were kind of talking about trying to figure out the transdermal patches situation, and actually got some more information on that. I need to message him about that.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Marty. I've known him for several years now. Him and I have a lot in common. It's funny because his wife is like, y'all are so much alike. It's really weird.
You and Marty?
Yeah, me and Marty. Yeah. We have a weirdly amount of stuff in common. So yeah, he's a good dude for sure. No. All right. Which Gromy from the community? Which Gromy from the community are you looking forward to meeting?
I'd like to meet Chaos Goblin. Just being musically, him playing bass and doing that, and I think his grows were really impressive, and seeing he's running the testers for the Fruitful and stuff. He's done some good stuff there. So, probably him just right off the bat. I'm sure that's just because I just watched his interview.
Right. He's a really good dude to hang out with. He's really funny.
But I know we've kind of talked back and forth in the Discord and stuff. So,
heck yeah. Which event or location would you like to attend with your fellow Gromy? This could be an event that you've never been to before.
I'd like to get to Hash Bash.
Heck yeah.
I don't know this year or not, but Marty and we had talked about trying to get down to Missouri. They've been having a lot of events down there, and a lot of good looking hash and flower being passed around at some of these events. So that's one that I would like to go and check out sometime. I don't know how far that would be for you, like direction wise.
So I'm 5 hours from St. Louis, and it's like 8 hours to the other side of the state, or 9 hours to Kansas City, something like that.
Okay.
So it's not terribly too far. So, I mean,
that's why I didn't know, depending on the events too, they have them a couple different places, I know. So
right.
I don't know, just something that I try and pay attention to, just to have in the calendar and the option to go maybe. But I've been wanting to go for all last year. So I think this year I'm going to try and make it out to one at least.
Heck yeah. Well, if you see something, just share it out with the group. I'd be interested in checking it out myself, because I do like going to Missouri. There's several Gromies that live out there that I'm sure I can talk them into meeting us up somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah. If you had one cultivar of cannabis to consume for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I think it's going to be GMO. It's potent. It tastes so weird. It smells weird and awful, but awesome. And the flower time kind of sucks, taking 12 weeks,
Right.
But
it's worth it.
To me, it's worth it. If I could get some CBG in there, I think that would be kind of cool. But ultimately, I'm going to go with GMO for right now. And next time that we talk, I hope that I can have GMO mixed in with some CBG or some THCV or something weird, and something that I've bred and been working on. And that's going to be my new forever strain.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm after, is I just want to be able to create the thing that works best for me, and then I'll have it. Not that it's going to be perfect, but that it's going to be the thing that works for me.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, sir. Hope that works out for you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. What's your go-to method to consume cannabis?
My volcano, for sure. Problem is, it stays right in the one spot in my house. So, I mean, I can move it around the house if I need to, but it stays home. I have the carrying case, but it's just a lot to move and take around places. But
right.
I just prefer that effect and the way that it makes my body feel. I enjoy smoking. It just makes my throat hurt, and I don't know. Just as I've gotten older, I've smoked less and enjoyed weed a little bit less because of it.
Right.
Which, vaping is awesome, but the first bag that you do tastes great. The second one starts to taste more toasted, and then it just keeps getting worse. So that's the downside of it. But in terms of effect, it makes me feel really nice and clean, but medicated. So that, otherwise, dab rig Puffco because it's easy, but definitely the Volcano is my go-to, my number one.
Awesome. What's a stoner myth you think is total bullshit?
Bullshit stoner myth. Yeah, dude. It's got to be just the dummies. Just the lazy, dumb stoner.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's like the worst myth.
It's real frustrating.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of that's changing, honestly. I think that's an old person's idea of stoner. And I think a lot of them even are seeing that change because they are now the ones that are eating the gummies and stuff and realizing how awesome and effective that it is for them. So I think it's some of that. I don't know. I feel like it's not as prevalent as what it used to be. But yeah, it's still annoying. So
yeah, I agree with you, sir. Is there a cultivar that you're interested in trying to grow that you've never grown?
I would like to get some old hazes or sativas of sorts, whether that is like old Jack Herrera, old Super Silver Haze, just some of the old sativa stuff.
Right.
The narrow leaf tropical varieties. I don't think that my body handles them well in terms of like anxiety and whatnot, but it's very intriguing to me. The flavors and that kind of stuff is, I'm kind of just a genetics head. Genetics just really interests me. And so I want to experience it all. And so I've always stayed away from the speedy sativas and the things that might trip me out. So I'm starting to get to that point where I want to do it just so I can feel that and be like, okay, yeah, no, this terpene, this whatever combo does not work for me.
Right.
Instead of just assuming, just want to get it known.
Well, what's your all-time favorite cultivar and why?
Probably GMO for the reasons mentioned earlier. It's potent. The flavor is really, really great. For me, I really like it. The growth style of it is kind of strange, but it also doesn't grow that bad. Trimming it wasn't too terrible for me. I didn't also do a real great job growing it the second time that I did. So maybe I'll be mistaken and I'll be changing that answer next time that I flower it. But I don't know. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I know there's plenty of weed out there. I have yet to try Chem D. I've got some Chem D S1s from CSI Humboldt that I want to grow and see that flavor that I'm looking for. Is it going to be just as good in any of those Chem D, or is it just this GMO that is so reliable for that flavor? So,
thank you. Who are some of your favorite breeders?
Right now, I've kind of been chasing after a bunch of the Canna Research Company. His name is Max. He's doing a bunch of, right now he's doing watermelon Rolex. It's kind of his big line that he's been working for a couple generations. And I have a wild cherry GAC that I was talking about earlier. That's from him. And it's just a very cherry, fruity, like a cherry haichu kind of gummy candy flavor. Super good. And then the other pheno of that is kind of more just like a tropical lime cherry kind of flavor, still in the candy realm. But he's got some really cool fruit flavors that he's doing that I've kind of just been acquiring and haven't started growing many of them yet. But again, this year I've been trying to pop a bunch of new seeds and find some new flavors and stuff. So I think some of his stuff is going to be up next. That Red Scare Seed Company down in Southern Illinois. He's doing a lot of really awesome dank OG and stanky stuff. So definitely some of his work I'm going to be getting through, popping some of the packs that I've been buying a his through the years as well. Katsu seeds. I've got some of his work. I know Rudy, he was growing that AK-47. I think he had grown from him and made some seeds out of one of those.
Yep.
I'd like to do some of that. The ranch. He's been doing some cool fruity kind of stuff as well. Did some work with some Moroccan peaches and anyway, some real fruity stuff. I'm just kind of all over the place with my seeds. A little bit of everything. Got a lot of breeders stuff. Just my theory is, like I said, I'm big on genetics and wanting to try everything. I want all of the flavors. I want to try all of them. So the way to do that was buy seeds. So I've bought a bunch of seeds through the years, and now it's time to start getting into them and finding the flavors that I'm looking for.
Yeah, man. Do you have a favorite cannabis related movie and or TV show?
I'm not sure if there was a bunch of weed use in it, but there's Kevin Smith's newer movie, the 430 movie, I think was kind of a fun movie.
Okay. I haven't checked that one out yet.
It's like I said, I don't know that it had much to do or anything with weed. Maybe with it being a Kevin Smith movie, I figured there's probably one of the characters was smoking weed at some point or something. The whole like stoner movie thing kind of weirds me out because I feel like you're putting people in a box, like certain genre of like stoner movie. And then you're kind of portraying that lifestyle that we were kind of talking about, the judgment of like what a stoner stereotype is.
Right.
So a lot of like the like stoner movies, I mean, they're good. Superbad's pretty fun. That's not really a stoner movie.
Superbad. No, it's a good movie.
Pineapple Express is good, but again, I just watched so much of it that I'm just kind of tired of it anymore.
Right. I understand that. If you could have a smoke session with anyone dead, who would it be?
Probably Jerry Garcia.
Heck yeah.
Mainly to tell him thank you. I don't know how much like he actually smoked, as opposed to taking acid. And I mean, I know that they smoked, but
right.
I don't know. Yeah, I think Jerry is a cool hang.
Oh yeah. So, same question, but alive.
I don't know if Paul McCartney smokes, but I think it'd be fun to smoke with Paul McCartney and chat with him.
100%, dude. I'm pretty sure he smokes, or he has at some point of his life.
Yeah. I think he'd have some cool stories. I think a president would be cool to smoke and chat with.
Which president?
I don't know. Any of them, to be honest. If they would want to smoke weed and have a conversation, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. All right. And this is the last question of the hot seat. Do you have a favorite cannabis podcast, and who is it?
I listen probably to the podcast the most. There's a lot of really good like growing and breeding and just general weed kind of discussions being taken place, but it's from like those people that are doing it. So like the growers are talking about the grow stuff. So to me, it's like these professionals that are sharing a little bit of their secret and how they got to where they are. And the ones that we consider like elites and the people that we want to be like. So it's cool, but also they have people that are no different than you or I that just found a good lucky seed, But that's just the one that I like always go back to and listen to like those episodes over and over again. Crafting, obviously, it's like the home base for me. I used to listen to a lot more, but I kind of stopped because I feel like I was getting like FOMO almost on wanting to do too much. Kind of back to that statement earlier about just keep it simple and don't try to do too much. Just hearing like all these people talk about the different ways that they were doing things. And it made me go, well, I want to try that.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
You're running this nutrient and it works really great for you. So then I get on and order some and then get it and then go, why am I trying to change what I'm doing? Like it was, I'm fine.
Right.
So just trying to that, So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll just say the podcast and crafting number 2.
Yeah, crafting cannabis. Heck yeah.
Yes.
All
sir.
right. Oh yeah. Well, that was it for the hot seat. The next segment is Think a Grow Me. Each week, I think a Grow Me in the community, and I also encourage you to think a Grow Me as well. Talk about tough times. Well, man, what do we talk about tough times this week, man? What's tough? The cold. The cold is tough. 100%. There's people. I was talking to everybody in the group this morning, and they're all snowed in up north.
Oh yeah. There was we're not.
We're not. Yeah, I'm telling you that. I don't know. For me, I don't. I enjoyed the whole snowed in part, but then that part of it does kind of depress you after a while, because if it sticks and it stays for a while, it is depressing as shit. But yeah, I'd say the best thing to do is reach out. Talk, if you're depressed and you're lonely and you're having a bad day, reach out and talk to somebody. Thank somebody just out of the blue. It's nice. It's nice to hear. So.
Yeah, I just had a buddy reach out to me, not in the cannabis realm at all, but just texted me and just gave me a little life update. And it was nice, and we haven't talked in probably like a year or 2. Oh, and wow. He texted and was like, hey, and here's some life update. And I texted back and was like, yeah, man, sorry, it's been so long. Just sometimes it's tough to find the time. And he was like, I know life be lifing. And it's hard to remember to do that because we get so wrapped up in what we are doing. You forget that there's other people that are going through the same thing, and they might just need a little nudge, the same as we do. So,
right. For sure. Well, while I have you here, I'm going to go ahead and thank you. First off, I'm going to thank you for your time at Keefe Canna Fest and meeting at the G's. It was a really cool experience being able to hang out with you and your partner, and it was a blast. Like the whole time. Something I meant to bring up about Keefe while we're talking about it is how Rudy was talking about how Wilma generally goes towards women, and that's Wilma kept on hanging out with your girl the whole time. It was hilarious.
Sitting right next to her.
The whole time. So it was so cool just seeing that, just that being able to hang out with y'all was a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And
then,
thank you. Two, I would like to simply thank you for your caring. I mentioned the quote at the beginning of the episode about caring, and one of the great things about you is that you do care. Like you'd mentioned that you took the RSO out to Cat Dad Rain, and you've helped out so many people. Just the conversations in Discord and even the conversations in person. So I truly thank you for that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's I spent the last 5 years working in cannabis. Means I'm like getting paid to look at and think about cannabis all day long. And so I feel like I've learned a lot and can share that, with other people. And it's important to share and care to share.
Is there Grow Me Out of community that you would like to thank?
Yeah, of course. Everyone that participates and says hello, even the people that don't participate and are just lurking and reading and hopefully enjoying. But no, specifically, I guess Badger for the jet fuel cut. I think that's pretty important. I know he doesn't like to take credit for it or whatever, but I mean, give credit where credit is due, and we have to do it to someone. So you get it, buddy. That, and then probably Ruder Alistair for the communal space his space that he shares for us in those situations. That's a very nice JSAW, anyone who puts up their, private spaces.
Right.
I mean, you doing this, it's, taking the time to talk to us and give us a chance to share our story and stuff. That's a really cool opportunity that you're giving everyone. And the same with those guys too, and doing the work. And I hope someday that, I have something that I can contribute, to everyone as well. And not that I'm like looking for thanks, but that everyone has something that they can share. And when that time is right, then we do. So,
oh, for sure. Heck yeah. Well, I'd also like to thank Big Jer. He's been a great person in this community, and I would certainly like to thank him. I enjoy talking to him. So
we've had a few conversations.
Yeah, he's fun. He's a lot of fun.
And also, I want to give a shout out to Back 9 Marty, because he's a close in location. So we've met up a couple times, and good people, good dude. So,
heck yeah.
Shout out, homie.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Back 9 Bandit. Well, the next segment is upcoming events. Do you have any upcoming events that you're looking forward to, whether it is cannabis or music related?
Maybe getting to Hash Bash. That'd be awesome. I don't know for sure. Next weekend, not this coming Friday, but next Friday, Laura Jane Grace show in St. Louis. We just got tickets for that. It's at some small little venue. I don't really have much on the books right now for the year. I'm just really focused on the growing stuff. I'm sure there's going to be concerts that I'm going to want to go to. We've been trying to go to a lot more comedy shows, so I'm sure there's some comedy shows that I'm going to be going to. I would like to hit, like I said, a Missouri cannabis event this year at some point. They usually have some coming up here, I think in like the early spring. So I don't know. I definitely want to. So hopefully we can make it out to the same one and be able to see each other again.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, the upcoming event, I actually I bought tickets to see Murder by Death at the Caverns in Tennessee in September. And JSaw reached out to me last night and seen he was in the Toker's Lounge, and he was like, "Hey buddy, come here, talk to us real quick." I said, "All right." I went in there and he was like, I got some news for you. He's like, that the weekend that Murder by Death it's the same weekend as Muddy Roots. And I'm like, well, shoot. I was like, they're not that far apart from each other. It's only like an hour and 50 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, what I'm planning on doing, because the Murder by Death is only Saturday night. So what I'm going to do is Thursday night and Friday night at Muddy Roots. And then Saturday, like, I guess in the evening, I'll drive out to Pelham, Tennessee to the Caverns to go watch Muddy Roots with JSaw and Diabetic, and then drive to my house. My house is only 40 minutes from the Caverns. And then I'll just go back to Muddy Roots on that Sunday and finish out the festival.
I fully support that plan. That is, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make it happen. That's right.
Make it happen. I mean, that's
good for you. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm proud of you for managing that.
Right. Yeah. No,
you don't sacrifice one or the other.
No. JSaw was like, well, I can get the tickets sold for you. Like, no. I've never been to the Caverns, and I'm still going to be in Tennessee. Like, it's not that far. Like, I can make it work.
You might be a little tired, but
but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend. I'll be off that Monday anyways. I can rest up. I'll be fine.
You've done some crazy drives like that. So I trust in your ability. Yeah. Yeah.
I've done way worse on that. So for sure I could handle that.
Yeah. That'd be a great experience to doing all of that too.
Right.
I mean, it's like complete polar opposite areas, like the Caverns compared to Muddy Roots. Like, yeah, that would be really fun.
Fuck yeah. Well, this is the end of the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and give you the opportunity to give out your socials.
My social security number? What do you need that for? Jeez.
No.
Yeah. Discord, Birdy Durger. Instagram, you can find me at I do have a Birdy Durger account on Instagram, but it's like one of my first couple grows that I did, and it's just old, and I just have the page there. But the page that I use like all the time is Satisfied Mind. I think there's a period in between that, satisfied period mind. But that's where my grow exists. My current grow exists over there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Heck yeah. Well, everyone listening and watching, thank you. I hope you're out there having a wonderful time.
Yes,
thank you, Birdy Durger, for joining the show.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Yeah. Take it easy, buddy.